Welcome to day 12 of our Church in Action series, and our topic for today is One Faithful Evangelist, and we'll be reading from the book of Acts, chapter 8, verses 9 to 40. Most traditional churches today think that the work of the ministry has to do with the pastor only. And it is a sad reality that most congregation or most believers in the churches have been very much comfortable with where they are and have forgotten that the call of being the church does not only depend on the pastor, but individually. And so we see here in Acts 8, a person named Philip, neither an apostle, neither a pastor, he was a deacon. He was willing to serve and was willing to do the work of the ministry. He worked where he was needed and allowed the Spirit of God to lead him where he wanted him to. And while doing the work of an evangelist in Samaria, Philip proclaimed the word and demonstrated the word. Wherever Philip went, it demonstrated signs and wonders. And because of that, there became great joy in the city. And just when everybody went appreciating Philip, God called him to move down south. Just when the ministry got bigger, just when the ministry went successful, God called him to move. God called him to transition. And it is surprising to note that the place God called him to preach the gospel was only to just one person. Not the crowd, but just one person. There is a big difference when we preach to the crowd rather than preaching to just one. And then here we realize that God is concerned with every soul because it is the beat of his heart. This eunuch that Philip went to was a seeker. He was a seeker of truth. And it is said that he became the first African Christian. Because Philip obeyed God, a soul was added into the kingdom of God. It is easy to fall into mediocrity, for us to settle into our comfort zones. And when that happens, we begin to lose our passion, our excitement, and the anticipation for greater things. And so, today, I'd very much like to encourage every one of you who is watching right now to listen to the voice of the Lord and obey where He leads you to. You don't know how your obedience can lead to another's breakthrough.